I quit blogging just over a year ago, but the first blog article I wrote in 2020 marks an incredibly important start of my online journey. I'm going to read that first blog article to you now so that I have some online record of what I wrote because I've deleted the blog, and then I'll finish with an update of where I'm at and some closing thoughts. So here is my first blog article published in October 2020. Karate gives you grit. Not the stuff clinging to the soles of your feet after a sweaty training session at your dojo, although karate gives you gritty feet too. I'm talking about mental grit, toughness, character. A martial artist steps inside the ring knowing full well they're going to get hit, and yet they do it anyway. Crazy? Maybe. Ill-advised? Probably. Brave? Definitely. Building our ability to persevere despite obstacles is one of the most amazing things about karate and the biggest gift the discipline has given me. This grit helped me when I started karate in 2017 during one of the most stressful times of my life, and it helps me now in 2020 when our very world feels broken. People try karate for a variety of reasons, often fitness, self-defense, or confidence. I chose karate out of desperation. It was March 2017, and I was a mess. The obligatory early 40s existential crisis. I didn't know who I was anymore, what I stood for, or what I wanted. I was lost. My mom had been diagnosed with cancer the year prior, and I was still overwhelmed by grief. I cycled through all the stages: anger, guilt, depression, numbness, with no relief and no hope of closure. With that diagnosis, my whole perspective didn't just shift, it was torqued, and the ripple effect was significant. My kids picked up on it and fought incessantly. I became increasingly aware of my deep unhappiness in my marriage. My work felt off and meaningless. All of my interests felt trivial in the spotlight of my pain. I was falling fast, and hitting bottom was going to hurt. I had to fix it, for me and my kids both. Had to do something, and karate was it. Karate is a hard sport. Technically difficult, karate also demands a high level of physical and mental toughness. We sweat at the dojo, face difficult opponents in competition, move slowly up in rank over years of hard work and commitment. Performance anxiety, failure, injury, fear, karate takes its toll on us. But interestingly, it's those very challenges that build our resilience. When we practice martial arts, we are essentially practicing facing adversity. With every challenging training session or competition, we hone our skills, increase our emotional endurance, and build our confidence in our capacity to withstand pain. Karate didn't get rid of my grief. It was always there, in the periphery. Instead, it channeled it. The punching drills, the walking kicks, the katas, the sparring. I took all of that anxious, angry, sad energy and funneled it into my practice. Grief became the fuel, and somehow, in using that fuel, karate transformed it. I still cried a lot, had angry outbursts, had days of numbness and apathy, but the longer I practiced karate, the shorter those episodes became. Karate made my pain seem, if not consequential, at least far more bearable. I could handle it, I could fight through it, and eventually, incredibly, I could laugh again. 2020 has been rough for all of us. My mom's health has worsened. I'm going through a divorce, and now a world pandemic. All of that grief and stress I experienced before has been magnified, compounded to a degree that is overwhelming at the best of times. And the irony of it, karate, the one thing that had helped me through all of my grief and stress, was put on hold. My dojo closed for several months. I got temporarily laid off from my karate teaching job. It has now thankfully reopened and I got my job back, and I'm so incredibly grateful for it. But it isn't the same. No physical contact, no sparring, no tournaments, none of that usual intimacy and physical connection, and the constant threat of a worsening pandemic, another potential closure, another huge blow. The loss has been heartbreaking. My dojo is my second home and my sanctuary, and its members are like family, and I miss the way things were so terribly. I miss the relaxed atmosphere. I miss tournament trip bonding. I miss seeing all of those amazing people I've met at tournaments. I miss feeling that hope and that excitement and that all-important human connection. My mental health is suffering. I cycle between anxiety and depression, hope and overwhelm, acceptance and apathy. I'm right back in that grief cycle, feeling stuck and alone. And so I train. The beauty of karate is that you can practice it anywhere. So I do. I practice karate at home, at the dojo, in my head, every single day. I don't always feel motivated, but I train anyway, whether I want to or not, whether it feels worthwhile or not. I train because I am a fighter and because I have grit. I didn't expect this to choke me up. We're experiencing one of the most difficult, soul-wrenching challenges of our lives, but with karate and grit, our pain is bearable. Karate teaches us to do the tough work, even when it doesn't seem worth it, even when we don't feel like it, even when the match or tournament or situation seems hopeless. And boy, does it ever seem hopeless now. But we still have resilience. We can handle it. We will fight through it. And together, eventually, we will laugh again. Since I wrote this blog article, everything got worse. My mom died. My ex kicked our kids out. The divorce got ugly. I dealt with a stalker. I had a falling out with my sensei. I quit the dojo. And now I'm dealing with the threat of a potential child custody battle in court. It never fucking ends. The bullshit keeps coming up. The stressors keep coming up. Life doesn't magically get easy. This is the way it is. And yeah, that shit never stops, but neither should we. Neither should we, and neither will I. Shit comes up, and we deal, and we handle it, and we fight through it, and somehow we keep laughing despite it all. That's what I'm doing. And I'm never gonna fucking stop. I'm never gonna stop fighting. I'm never gonna stop laughing. I'm never gonna stop making my silly, goofy comedy videos, even though some people take issue with that. But that laughter keeps me going. That laughter gets me through it. Resilience and laughter and humility, not taking ourselves so seriously, that can help us stay strong no matter what bullshit comes up in our lives. So keep training, keep fighting, and most importantly, keep laughing. Never stop laughing. Laughter keeps us humble. It keeps us sane. It helps us cope. And we all need that more than ever right now. As always, I appreciate you. And thank you for listening.